Box is back with another video. Millie, what are we doing tonight?
Tonight,
Tonight, my dude.
I will fall for you. Boys, the light is always shining on the best players in the world. But tonight, we're going to put the spotlight on the most underrated players in the world. Me, Varvar, and Firms are going to draft to see who could build the most underrated 11 today.
I made a list, and a lot of players here are underrated. It's good that we're speaking about them today.
It's players that don't get the recognition and sometimes are in the shadows, but today we'll be changing that.
Let's go. Firms, I think you're first to start, but I think there's a rule that we haven't talked about yet, Millie, right?
Boys, we're doing something a little different this draft. If someone picks a player that is deemed not underrated enough, the others could veto the pick and they have to pick another player.
So you better watch out and not pick Mbappe because he's obviously not underrated and that's getting rejected right away.
I don't know if he's not underrated. We'll see. We'll see by my draft choices.
That's crazy.
Firms, as we said before, you get the first pick.
First pick, Firms. That's a big responsibility you have. And you can go for any position, by the way. It's not a specific position.
Any position, anybody that I feel like that could fit my team. And I feel like it should start with a bang this video. So I'm going to pick Wirtz, one of the best German talents coming out of the Bayer Leverkusen Academy.
I didn't even have him on my list, to be honest.
That's wild because this guy, I think he's the best German talent around. And he's not talked about
Not
enough.
better than Musiala. Not better.
He is as good as Musiala. Starting off with a bang.
I might have to veto that.
I don't know about a veto, but that was a solid pick.
Yeah, Wirtz is a good pick. And I'm second, right, Millie?
Yes, sir.
Just because I say so, I'm second. I'm going to go for Antoine Griezmann.
See, like that's
Antoine Griezmann is underrated. I don't care what you guys say, he is underrated.
Get the veto out,
That's
Millie.
low-key a veto right
That's
there.
not a veto.
I'm not going to lie. He's
Antoine
too good.
Griezmann, but there's a difference between he's underrated. He's one of the best players in the world, top 3 maybe, and people don't speak about him at all.
Everybody says that.
Yeah, everyone says that?
I feel like everybody is in agreement.
No one's in agreement. Mbappe, Haaland, for me, he's maybe right after that. And no one says that. No one.
The thing is that, no, I disagree. He's been Ballon d'Or top 3 in the past, like,
In the
5
past,
years.
not now.
Well, right now, I think he's leading Atletico Madrid. He's one of their main stars. Everybody could agree that.
But he doesn't get the shine that players like Vinicius Jr., who I say he's even better than, Vinicius Jr. gets way more press, way more attention just because he plays for Real Madrid. I think that's a good pick, in my opinion.
So, Firms, are you doing a veto? We need 2 veto votes.
Are we doing veto right away, Millie?
I personally don't think that's a veto. It's close, but I wouldn't veto that.
I think
It's not a veto.
He is the best. Okay, now that Bellingham joined Real Madrid,
He's better than Bellingham.
I agree.
Oh.
I think yes, bro. He is the best player in the La Liga, and he's been
underrated.
Listen,
Just because of that, maybe I have to agree with Varvar, but that's crazy.
As for my pick, I'm going a different route. If you know me, this is a predictable pick. I'm picking Alessandro Bastoni as my first pick. I think he's probably top 3 most underrated center backs in the entire world right now.
Look, I think he's underrated, so I'll give it to Millie. He maybe a bit too much hype there, but I'll give it to him.
Nobody else plays like Bastoni, and he does not get the recognition at all.
That's a lie.
He only
He
gets...
plays like John Stones, and John Stones is better.
Well, obviously.
No. Stop it.
What? John Stones is 100% better than Bastoni.
John Stones is elite, I agree, but Bastoni is up there too. I wouldn't
Plays
say
like
he's-
Guardiola also.
Facts. That's a good shout.
I don't know. That's close.
No.
Do you think Guardiola is underrated?
No.
I don't think
For
he's
that
underrated
price
either,
tag,
but-
price tag they paid for him, that does not count as underrated in my book.
So what makes Bastoni underrated?
The fact that he plays such offensive football as a center back and nobody says anything about it.
Okay, we got a lot of picks to go through, Millie. I love your devotion. Because it's a snake draft, you get another pick. So who's your 4th pick?
My next pick in this draft, James Maddison as one of my center mids. I think he's probably one of the best center mids in the entire Premier League. And he's not on the same level as, let's say, a Rodri or a KDB. Like, no, he's never spoken about in that same manner. And he's one of the top players.
Maybe because he isn't a center mid. That's why he's not
a
spoken
cam?
about. He's a cam. He's more, Rodri. You said Rodri. He's not in the same sentence as Rodri. But
Obviously not.
I'll say a lot of people say he's underrated, so I'll allow the pick. I'll allow the pick.
You'll allow it.
It's borderline, Millie, though.
You think it's borderline? Is it more borderline than Griezmann?
Like, no, definitely Madison is less borderline than Griezmann, if that makes sense. But we're talking about like Bruno, KDB, Madison. Like, where are you ranking him?
Last?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
But he's still one of the top players in the league. He's not below the top 10.
He's on Odegaard level, and they don't get the same hype. So I agree with you.
I agree with you too.
I'm glad the boys agree with my pick. Varvar, you get to go next.
I got a striker, Griezmann. I'm playing him there right now. I mean, I might switch him positions later. He can play basically anywhere.
Oh, that's what's happening.
But I'm going to go CDM, and I'm going to go for Benacer. That's going to be my pick. Because I know I don't hype him up a lot, but he is underrated, and he's still a world-class player.
Okay.
So I'm taking Benacer, and if you say he's not underrated, then that proves...
No, I definitely think he's underrated. That completely shocked me though, because I mean,
That's crazy. He was one of my names.
Really?
He was on one of my lists. Yeah.
Wow, you guys know ball at least.
But my issue is that he has been gone so long from the game.
People forgot about him.
People forgot about him. So obviously he's underrated. Like, he has the quality for it.
Yeah, they gave him a standing ovation last game when he subbed on from his injury, his ACL injury. Standing ovation for this guy. He's been at Milan for 2 years now. Like, that's
way longer than 2 years he's been at Milan.
3 maybe.
Maybe 3 or 4.
It's
I could
only-
be wrong. I could be wrong. Not that long. Not that long.
Maybe longer. Yeah, you're right. But anyways, good pick, I think. Yeah.
That is a
pick.
very solid pick.
This guy might be a bit of a shock, but I think he's been
That smile's giving me Vito vibes already.
Yeah, low key. He's been overhated for sure. I'm gonna go for Trent Alexander. I think he's underrated.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't know. That's close.
Look, the discourse on Twitter this week
Switched. I agree.
switched, but I'll give it to you because at one point he was hated on.
He's hated way too much for what he has done for the Prem and just for Liverpool. I don't understand why people don't rate him. Like, he's amazing. It's just because,
he had such a poor season last season.
but he didn't.
But it wasn't up to par from what he showed his previous years, especially when they won Champions League.
Of course, like maybe he had a better season before, but I think the player is there. Like, this guy is truly underrated. Good passing.
I'm not vetoing. I think that's a okay pick.
Thank you.
If he's not vetoing it, I cannot veto it. Firms, that is a solid pick.
I'll follow it up with another defender. I think this guy is truly the definition of underrated, and he plays for Barcelona. Christensen. He's not talked about enough.
I had him on my list.
Oh yeah,
I had him on.
Very
He was
good
up there.
defender.
Wasn't up on my list. He wasn't that high up. But
No?
he was there.
I saw a stat that he has like 95% pass accuracy in for Barcelona.
You play for Barcelona. I mean, all you need to do is pass it side to side.
Yeah, but that's insane for a center back. Like,
95% is not that insane for a center back.
that means
In Barcelona, it's not that insane.
he's barely missing passes though.
In Manchester City, I'm sure there's some center backs with 95%.
Yeah, but he's at Barcelona, not Manchester City.
Same idea.
Firms with the Barca kit, picking Christensen. I think that's a good choice. Varvar, you get to go next.
Because I get to go next, I'm going to go with a right winger here.
Oh no.
Varvar FC is proud to select Jeremy Doku.
Oh, we're not letting that slide.
What do you mean we're not letting that slide?
Why is he underrated, Barbar?
Because he is legitimately, maybe other than Salah, the best right winger in the Prem.
Let me think about it. Wait. Other than Salah?
Other than Salah, he's the best right winger in the Prem.
No.
Can't be.
He's better than Foden
Saka?
already. He's better than Foden. Oh yeah, Saka. Sorry.
Saka, Foden.
I forgot about that.
There's a lot of-
double check.
Who hands up? Sorry.
You got me.
You got
At least
me.
he's honest.
You got me. But he's better than Foden already. I mean,
No.
Yes.
You can't say that.
he's better than Foden already. I'll say that with chest.
He's a good winger with technical abilities, but Foden, I find he's more intelligent in some aspects. I think Doku is more athletic. I don't know.
Doku is unstoppable.
He is unstoppable.
He legitimately is unstoppable.
But if he's having a bad game, he can't switch the mentality. You know what I mean? Like, if he's having a bad game, he's gonna have a
Not
bad
yet.
I don't know.
So
Millie,
you're
what do
buying
you
the
think?
stocks early then.
I'm buying the stocks early. That Doku stock going to the moon.
You're allowing that, Millie?
It's tough, but I mean, he is underrated. Like, there was more hype when he joined City, but I don't think people expected him to have the impact that he's had now.
Thank you, Millie. Me and Millie have behind the scenes.
No,
work
don't
going
say
on.
it.
Don't say it.
Don't say
He
it.
said
Millie, you're the one who thought about it that way.
Millie.
Naughty.
For my pick, I'm going the Liverpool route. Give me Diogo Jota. With Salah, Nunez, these players that are taking the spotlight, Not a lot of that's on Diogo Jota, who's contributing to the game, to the play. He's scoring, he's assisting. He's one of the main attacking forces on that team, and no one says a peep about him. That's why he's ending up on my team.
It's a good pick, Millie. I'm not going to cap. He was on my list, so I'll give you that.
I don't like that pick. I don't think he's underrated. I don't think he's good.
He's underrated. No, to get a consistent performer like that in the Premier League, it's tough to find.
It's tough, but I find like Luis Diaz is just miles better.
Okay, but Luis Diaz is rated better in the community also.
But
For what Jota has done with the time that he's had, because he's not an automatic starter,
no.
he's still able to contribute off the bench. And I feel like if he's off the bench, he becomes underrated, if that makes sense.
I agree, Millie, completely. I agree with you.
The spotlight's not on him, and he's still scoring. That's why he's on my team.
I mean, you can take him. He's all yours, but
He's yours.
He's yours.
And you have another selection, Millie, no?
That's right, Varvar. And with my second consecutive pick, I am taking my starting striker, and that is none other than Maurito Icardi, one of the best strikers in Europe this season for Galatasaray, and he's scoring against the top dogs. I don't see another better undervalued, underrated pick than my boy Icardi.
That
very
is
good
a
shout.
horrendous. That's a
What?
Mauro Icardi in 2023
Yes.
It's insane.
is a carcass walking around.
Oh, you're crazy.
He
my
is
goodness.
not good.
He hasn't
is
changed.
good.
Well, he hasn't. That's the issue. He hasn't changed.
He was
He's
one of
never
the-
good. He was
Millie,
never
back me
good.
up here.
You're backing me up.
I'm backing you up somehow.
He
This
was
man knows
never
how to
good.
play the poacher position, my guy.
What's the use of a poacher nowadays? It's useless.
He's good at
He's
linking up play
scoring.
too. He's scoring goals. That's all you care.
No, that's not all you care about. If I cared about scoring goals, I would still have Ronaldo up top for Man United. It's not. That's not the only thing
But-
that matters.
No, Icardi's doing more than that. He's linking up the play. He's there for headers.
That's why he
Good
never worked
shot.
at PSG. That's
Because
why.
PSG, you had Messi, Mbappe, Neymar there. What was he doing
Yeah.
there? Nothing. He was just rotting on the bench. That's why he's underrated. He goes to Galatasaray.
Look,
he's
Millie,
scoring like he's on Inter.
I'm not using the veto because that's such a horrendous pick.
No,
that
at all.
I will not veto it.
I think that's an insane underrated pick.
I agree.
I think
I
the
agree.
viewers watching, they're gonna say that is value right there.
I saw some reports that I don't know if they're true or not, but he's linked to Real Madrid. I think he would fit
No,
that position
no,
to a T.
It's confirmed done. So first of all, Real
He would
Madrid
still
won't
fit.
take him. Real Madrid won't take him. They don't
think
want
he's perfect.
You would
dusty
take
baller.
Hostelou over Icardi right now.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Firms.
Millie, I'm about to come here and switch places.
Oh my god, this is ridiculous.
I still can't believe someone actually picked Mauro Icardi in 2023. It's okay. It's okay. I have a lot of drip in my team now. It's my selection. I have a lot of drip here. Griezmann, Doku, Benacer.
Okay.
Now, if you have drip, you gotta have some grit to that midfield, no?
You gotta undrip it.
And this underrated midfielder, this is probably the most gritty midfielder in the world. Can you think of it?
Oh, he's hyping it up.
I don't know. Who is it?
Joe Linton. This
Oh, okay.
brother is insanely underrated because
Yeah.
he dominates the pitch physically, but on top of that, he has technical qualities. I was watching him against McTominay the other day.
He's very good.
This brother's levels clear of McTominay. You would think in your head it's like around similar levels or like similar play style. Joe Linton is way better on the ball. This brother's underrated.
He's a very cool player to watch because he's physical, he's technical, could play anywhere for some reason. Like he's played striker, left wing, center
He
mid.
actually joined Newcastle as a striker.
That's wild to me.
So now he plays center mid and he's even better. Well, he was trash at striker, actually.
yeah, he was better. Well, I mean, he wasn't scoring goals, and at center mid, he's offering goals, but also offering that physicality.
What a player.
I like that pick.
Varvar, I'm not gonna lie, I am a big fan of that pick. Firms, you get to go next.
I'm picking a lot of defensive positions right now, but it will make sense because my next pick for Firms FC is Akanji. I think this guy is really underrated. He fit that Manchester City more than I expected him to.
But he's a Manchester City defender. They don't really have much to do. So, like,
I mean, that's the complete opposite.
no. Manchester City defenders have the easiest job in all of world football.
I don't
They make Ruben Diaz look like a player of the season contender when
Yeah,
the guy's a mid center back.
But what about John Stones?
John Stones is special. That's different.
Exactly. Akanji has been not same level, but he's been covering the absence of John Stones in a perfect way, in my
Look,
opinion.
could you say he's underrated? I'll hear you out. But I don't like. He's a decent player. He's a decent
I
job.
wasn't expecting him to be that good. I used to overrate him. I used to say this guy's not good from Borussia Dortmund. I don't know why Manchester City even picked him up, but he's proving me wrong. Very underrated.
Firms, with that Akanji pick, you get to pick another player.
And I'll follow up that pick with a striker in the German league, Openda. This guy's been scoring goals. He moved from Lens. He's proven everyone wrong.
Var, is that?
Oh.
Do you say he's underrated when he is the top goal scorer in Bundesliga?
Like,
not the top
there's
scorer.
a lot of hype.
He's up there.
He's up there. Seru
He's up there.
Guirassy is the top. Or Harry Kane, I'm not sure.
Kane, Guirassy, and then probably him.
But look, there's a lot of hype right now. I don't know.
I don't know if he's underrated.
Who is saying Openda is bad?
Do you think that he is better than Lukaku?
Yes. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
It's
Today's
close.
Lukaku, yes.
Like
It's
if I was the Belgium coach, I would pick Openda over Lukaku easily. I wouldn't even
There
think
is
about
no reason to. When Lukaku is literally scoring every single game multiple goals, you cannot drop him.
it. So that's why I think Openda is underrated. That's
Thank
my-
you.
But no one is saying that Openda is bad. Like, you can't be underrated when no one's saying you're bad.
I've heard people call him too short to play striker, which he is pretty short, but he compensates with his speed. I just find there are some haters like brewing in the back.
We'll allow it. Whatever.
Really?
We'll allow it.
I'm fiending to use that veto right now.
This might be the first veto.
I'm thinking about it, but I know Firms has other picks.
Yeah,
waiting.
we'll save it. We'll save it.
I'm
man.
waiting.
We'll save it.
We'll see.
Varvar, I want to see which player you draft next because that veto is waiting.
So for my next choice, I want to fill that center mid gap that we have on the right center mid, and I'm between two people. Okay,
Okay.
one of them is Jacob Ramsey because
Okay, good shout.
that guy's a baller at Aston Villa and crucial player too.
Indeed.
My second one is Isco.
Isco Disco.
Isco.
I had him on my
because-
list.
It's that name recognition.
Well, it's not just a name recognition. This guy has won like
Every man of the match.
man of the match, man of the match, man of the match, man of the match for Real Betis. I mean, this guy's still a baller, and he was for free this summer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I think you should go with Isco.
I'm gonna go Isco. I'm taking Isco.
I'm helping you out
Benacer,
here.
Joe Linton, Isco. What a midfield!
Wow. Isco is my I don't know, during COVID he was my favorite player to watch. Like
His whole career is underrated.
yeah.
That is a good pick.
That is good. I had him too.
For my pick, I'm covering my posts. Give me Vicario from Tottenham. I think he's been one of the better goalkeepers in the Premier League this season. He is the automatic starter for Ange Ball. I think there's no other better choice than him for my team.
I
For my
agree.
pick.
I agree
Yeah.
because low key, brother should be starting over Donnarumma for Italy.
Yes.
I've been saying this.
Yes, I agree.
What
as well.
changed? What changed?
Donnarumma is trash.
Oh, you're agreeing now.
Donnarumma is trash.
Wow.
Donnarumma is living off that Euro hype. Vicario is already the better goalkeeper technically, physically, everything. Everything, he is just miles better than Donnarumma.
With the feet too, this guy is insane.
Donnarumma is low key a De Gea regen.
He is.
He's a De
I've
Gea
been saying
regen.
good shot stopper, but not good with his feet. And at the top level, you can't afford that. I think Vicario's
Not even
levels-
been a good shot stopper recently either.
No, recently, no.
Vicario is that pick I know Firms and Varvar may have on their list. That's why I had to take him a little earlier than what I would have liked. But I think that is a solid pick.
I actually did not have him on my list.
You didn't?
No,
That's
but I
crazy.
have some crazy good goalies on my list, but not him.
But good strategy,
I'm
Millie.
sniffing a goalkeeper from Varvar. I
Next
think
one?
I know which one.
You still have one pick.
My poster covered now. I'm gonna complete that front three. Right wing, give me Marcus Thuram as my right wing option. I'm not playing him
I don't
striker.
think that's a veto. I don't think.
No, that's not a veto.
You sure?
No.
Because he's probably top 3 in Serie A right now.
That should be, he bring
I
back
don't
the
think
judge
that
video.
that's crazy to
That
say.
is not
What?
crazy to say.
Leao, Dybala.
No.
Oh, top 3 player?
I think top 3 player right now.
Okay.
Get him,
No,
get
that's
him in the
crazy.
judge video.
I thought
No,
you were
that's
talking about
crazy.
striker.
No,
like
no.
that would be fine.
I'm not even playing him as a striker. I'm playing him right winger. I'm playing him the position that he used to play before.
Look, Millie's self-sabotaging his team, so we don't really mind.
I mean, I don't mind that, no.
I don't think so at all. I think
Bastoni
he's very-
and Thuram.
The link up.
The link up's about to be insane.
So to follow up Thuram, I'm gonna go with the goalie pick, like you said, Millie, and I'm gonna go for Gregor Kobel for Dortmund.
Oh, yeah, that's
He
a
was
good
number
shout.
3 on my list.
This guy is low key one of the best goalies in the world. Like he's top
Whatever.
5.
No,
low key.
top
He's a
5 is
top.
too high.
The
Come on now.
Dortmund fans, let us know in the comments how good Kobel is.
Trust me.
He is insane.
As a Milan fan, I could tell you that Champions League knockout group stage wasn't good.
He
He's
is a baller.
good goalie.
Baller.
Yeah.
Varvar again with a solid pick. Firms, you're up next.
Let me get ready because FC Firms will be selecting a guy that might get vetoed, but I don't care because this guy is truly underrated in my books. It's Cavaradona.
No, that's a veto.
That's a
Why is that a veto?
That's a veto.
Do you guys think he's a top 3 winger in Serie A?
Yes.
No.
There you go.
Maradona, he is a top 3 winger in Serie A.
By name, last season, yes. I think he's
This
just
season.
garbage now.
You see, people are calling this
Doesn't
guy
mean he's
garbage.
underrated. I don't think that means he's underrated. I think that he was overhyped.
So that means that
We're hyped.
you think that he's garbage. Firms thinks that he's good, so then he's allowed to pick him.
I'm still
Exactly.
vetoing it.
Why?
Name recognition. Strategy.
No, if you're talking about strategy.
if that's his actual, I'll take off my veto so that you can have him because that's not fair.
What is this
That's not-
collusion?
if you think that he's garbage, why should he not be allowed to take him?
Because what's crazy is that
Varvar's
he has
fair.
yeah, I like that. What's crazy is that he has been called garbage this entire season.
He's not garbage.
He's not garbage, and I don't see why they're calling him garbage. Doesn't score goals sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes he scored 1 goal in the past 6 months. What was the stat?
That's terrible.
If that was Marcus Rashford, you'd never hear the end of that.
Exactly.
My issue is that he was overhyped way too much at the beginning. There's no way you could call him underrated if he was up here and all of a sudden he starts declining. That's not underrated.
But he hasn't declined, in my
He
opinion.
has declined because he's not
been-
producing.
No, he's not producing goals. But if you watch this guy play, he's in every play that Napoli does.
And it
He's
leads
always
to
there.
nothing. It
That's
leads to
not
nothing
true.
because he
Look.
takes one-on-ones and he does not complete.
Last year, the brother was being compared to Rafael Leao.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he's been found out to be a fraud now. If you compare him to Rafael Leao, he's a fraud.
Yes, I agree with that.
And
So in my opinion, he's not underrated. He's just a fraud.
I don't think he's a
that's like
fraud
if
at
I'm
all.
saying like Marcus Rashford's underrated right now.
Right now, some people may say that, but
I think he is. Yeah, but I wasn't gonna mention him in the video because then
I wonder who it is.
some people may say that.
But
yeah.
I'll allow the pick.
Okay.
That's.
We're safe.
If
I
there
think
was,
that was
if there
good.
was a time to use a veto, Varvar, I think that was the time.
I
Not
think
gonna
there's
lie.
gonna be some coming up. There will be.
Before Firm's picks, if you've made it this far in the video, we would just like to say thank you so much for the support. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support will help us make better future videos. Firms, you get the next pick.
And the road to 100K starts today.
Hopefully, it's not a long road, but we're getting closer every single day. Firms, you get the pick.
I think after this pick, maybe we'll gain a couple of subscribers. Might be a bit cocky, but for my CDM, Firms FC will be selecting Zaire Emery. Underrated.
Veto.
What? Firms,
That's
is
a veto
straight
because
veto.
the
Why?
17-year-old kid who has played 10 games, and the only thing we've seen about the guy is hype. So how can you be underrated when you're already like rated the top of your position in your age group?
I agree.
He
You
can't
guys,
speak.
That's a
starting
veto.
for France.
That's a veto. That's a veto.
Firms, we have officially given.
And he's injured for the next like 6 months or whatever.
He did get injured.
Firms, you're gonna have to pick another player.
You guys might be right. That didn't go as planned, but I'll replace it with another CDM, Douglas Luiz.
Okay, that one's acceptable. You see that?
I'm
one's
okay
like-
with that one.
Douglas Luiz, low-key might be heading to Arsenal in January, but
I see that. I think he's a good CDM for them.
and you know what's crazy is that he used to be a player part of City Group.
Oh yeah.
So he used to be a Manchester City player on the low key.
Why? What does that mean?
He used
was
to
in the
play for
system.
he used to play for I think Girona. I think back when he used to play for Girona.
He looks like a Girona player.
so low key. Yeah, he is a baller. I agree, Firms.
Varvar, how are you gonna beat that pick?
How I'm gonna beat it is by selecting with my what is it now? Seventh
pick.
overall selection. Varvar FC is proud to select Ben White at right back.
Ooh,
Quel jogador.
Vito
close.
is calling your name.
What?
close.
How?
That's close.
He
'Cause he's
might
already one of the best in the world.
Yeah, but he's not compared to the likes of Reece James and Trent. When I think low key, he's close to that level.
I don't think so.
I think so. I think Reece James is automatically disqualified in my opinion because the guy plays once every 4 months. So
That's cap.
that's not cap.
That is,
Just because he played for the first time, he played 4 games in a row. Oh my god.
That was the
Oh my
weirdest stat I've
God.
ever seen. But continue.
And Trent, I mean, if you actually want a right back that can defend and attack,
That's also cap.
what? Trent can't defend.
Trent is not the best defender, but he can defend.
He can't defend.
No.
I'm not saying he's not a good player.
So-
they're play to his strengths. He's not a defender, bro.
So what makes Ben White underrated?
Because he can defend at the top level and he can attack. We didn't see that at Brighton or Leeds before he showed up to Arsenal. But the guy can low-key attack and saying he can play. He can play anywhere across the back line.
But when you got someone like Tomiyasu just there lurking,
Oh, if
I
you
think he's
veto,
better.
I'm picking Tomiyasu. So pick your choice.
I have to veto. Unless he has another player.
I'm picking Tomiyasu if you guys veto.
I think we should have vetoed Anto Griezmann a while ago, but I'll let Ben White slide just because. You don't think so?
He is underrated. He's underrated.
I think he's good enough to be considered not underrated. He's good.
Yeah.
I think he's perfectly
if
rated.
we're letting Kvaradona slide, then Ben White has to slide.
So you agree you should have vetoed Kvaradona?
no, because I'm not vetoing Ben White.
Oh, he's playing
That's
like
your
that.
pick.
But wait, Ben White.
James, you know you owe me a favor, huh?
Oh, now all of a sudden we're
That's
trading favors.
But Ben White, who is actually overrating Ben White? No one.
A lot of people don't put him in the tier he should be in.
I don't think so. I don't see these people. I don't talk to these people.
Varvar, after deliberation, Firms and I will be vetoing Ben White. You must make another pick.
That's a joke. And like I said, I'm going to be taking Tomiyasu now instead. Like, it makes a big difference.
But exactly.
But I think Ben White is a better player than Tomiyasu.
I agree, but it's just, it's slight. Tomiyasu is a class player too and can play anywhere across the back line.
I like
More
Tomiyasu
underrated.
more. Tomiyasu is more underrated, yes.
Yes.
Fantastic.
I'm glad we both agree.
When are you guys going to get the hotel room?
You tell me, Millie. Now you got
You
the
guys have to
2v1
go
now.
the zesty route, bro. can't keep it serious. Now I have 2 picks in a row, but with my 7th overall pick, Millie FC is proud to select Jeremy Frimpong, right back, Bayer Leverkusen. I think that's a solid pick.
Ooh, the veto is calling your name
Vito
now.
might be calling
There's
also.
no way that's a veto.
Because
Who is talking about him?
First of all,
Everyone.
Everyone.
No.
If Fabrizio Romano tweets your name like 3 times a day, there's
Him
no
and
way you're
Grimaldo
overrated.
in the same sentence. I've seen them like.
I have
20 times.
Grimaldo at left back, but even then I was like, that's a bit like
Veto.
You're kind of pushing the line,
Yeah.
you know,
I
because
think Grimaldo's pushing more than Frimpong.
neither player
Yeah.
has had more hype ever in their career than right now.
Brother.
Who is saying Frimpong is trash?
Is Ben White more underrated than
Yes.
Jeremy Frimpong?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
At all.
Yes.
At all.
No, I agree with Millie there.
That is ridiculous that you would mention a
We're going to save the veto for another pick
a
because I don't think a
Bundesliga
veto is
player.
worth Frimpong.
I don't think so either, but he's not really underrated. He's class. He's been class.
I think the fact that he is in the Bundesliga makes him underrated. Is one of the reasons why he's underrated because he doesn't get the recognition.
Also, the
he
brother
does.
is basically a right winger at this point. He's not
Yeah.
even a right back.
Yeah.
I like to play attacking football. That's why I have Alessandro Bastoni.
You should have picked Dumfries.
No, he's even worse.
Brother, nobody's defending in that
Nobody's
team.
picking Dumfries as underrated. I promise you. I promise you.
Millie, you have another choice, no?
And now with my 8th overall pick, Millie FC will be selecting. Barbara, get ready. Mason Mount. I think you could say he's one of the
Exceptional
most
choice.
underrated.
Exceptional choice. Exceptional.
He knows ball.
Insanely underrated. At this point right now,
He's just a flop.
Millie,
not
you
a
know
flop.
what's crazy is I didn't even have that on my list, and I think that's an exceptional choice. Exceptional.
Is it because he plays at Manchester United, Varvar?
No,
Not even.
Honestly, if he was still at Chelsea, underrated.
I think even Chelsea fans would call him a flop.
They
The
have no
peop-
choice but to call him a flop.
The Chelsea fans who don't know ball say Mason Mount's not good.
He had one exceptional season, but after that he hasn't been able to follow it up.
Mason Mount is an exceptional If you watch him with 2 eyes,
I don't think
Mason
he's that
Mount
good.
is an amazing football player.
Even for Manchester United.
I think he is a net positive for Manchester United, yeah.
No.
I think so too. I think he's going to be one of those players in the next 2-3 years. He will be that mainstay in the midfield for United. But you raise your eyebrows, but man, this guy knows how to play.
One of the building blocks of the Manchester United team, in my opinion.
He's lost confidence in his abilities. I don't think he's going to regain it. He's like in his Dele Alli phase.
I guess we're going to see. I guess
That's
we're going to
crazy.
see. All these Manchester United players in their Dele Alli phase, like Jadon Sancho, everyone's Dele Alli, supposedly.
But Mason Mount has that technical ability, man. That's why I honestly think he's underrated. People just rip him.
He's an amazing player. I agree, Millie. 100%.
He's all right.
Varvar, you get the next pick.
So, with all this drip in my team, Benacer, Isco, Doku, Griezmann, I would even say Tomiyasu is a bit drip.
He is drip.
Okay, I'm going to go for, at center back, right center back, I'm going to take, Varvar FC is proud to select Antonio Rudiger. Because this brother, brother is low-key a top 5 center back in the world and no one speaks about him.
I don't know about top 5, but definitely in
He's
that
there.
top 10 conversation. He's there.
Real Madrid fans, let us know who's better, Eder Militao or Rudiger? Because for me, Rudiger is better than Eder Militao.
I agree with that. But I think Real Madrid fans would say Eder Militao.
A lot of people say Eder Militao is way better than Rudiger, which I do not agree with.
It's not like Eder Militao is bad.
Oh, 100%. Rudiger is just a freak center back.
Yeah, he's insane. He's insane.
He's just physically the most imposing center back you'll ever face.
Rudiger has the potential to be, and I'm not saying now, he has the potential to be the best center back in the world.
No,
Okay.
I don't
thought
think
he was
about
gonna
I
go
don't-
wild. But
He
that-
has the potential to be the best center back in the world. I was crying for him to come to Manchester United when he was leaving on a free. I was crying.
I don't think he would have fixed anything. But he would have
It
definitely
would have been
helped.
better than what we had.
Yeah, for sure.
I watch Rafael Varane week in, week out, bro. Anything would have been better.
But he has stints where like he's not that guy. I find. Like
I disagree.
For Roma, back in the day, here's a history lesson. He was good, but
what year is it?
2016, apparently.
he's gotten better. I think he's improved. But he had these moments where like his form dropped.
Not Chelsea.
Even at Chelsea, he wasn't
But-
that good at one point.
But
he was
since
insane.
Tuchel came in at Chelsea, he's been world class ever since.
I don't know if people will call him underrated though.
I think he's underrated.
Well, let the viewers decide. But I think me and Millie are in accordance.
Yeah, he's like a quiet world class.
Yeah.
Where, like no one really speaks about him. But,
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's honestly the definition.
And he's got the grinta too to add to it. Like he's got the personality too. It's not like
He has
just
the aura.
silent.
Yeah.
He has the aura. Yeah, exactly. Definitely.
Definitely. I have my own pick.
Wow.
Firms, you're up next. Who you picking?
Millie, you were talking about attacking fullbacks, so essential to today's game.
Listen, I'm a limone ball enjoyer.
I'm not, but I see why they're so important, and that's why for my 8th selection, I will be taking Joao Cancelo.
Oh, that's a
That's sniffing a veto.
sneaky
that's a
one.
contentious one.
It's
I think
borderline.
he's so overrated. I
Okay,
think
so it's
he's terrible.
not.
Okay,
He's
yeah, you
terrible.
just
Not that terrible. I'm thinking terrible because like it's
from the
charged.
standards of Joao Cancelo at Man City.
I think just his abilities. People think he's always going to be that elite player, elite down the flank. I think he just doesn't have that ability like he used to.
People try to
does.
make him out like he is Trent Alexander-Arnold when he's not.
No, he's not. Like passing wise, I see why they would compare them, but he's definitely not.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I think he's a bit overrated. So I'll let you think that he's underrated.
I don't think he's overrated at all. I think this guy's definition of underrated, he's been like probably one of the top 3 best players for Barcelona in the past games.
There's a reason why Pep sent this guy to the gulag, which is Xavi ball.
I think it's personality more than his actual ability.
I don't know. I don't think
He's
that-
played at every top team, Juventus,
Why has none
Bayern,
of them
Inter,
kept him?
Inter.
Man City. Personality. He has
Inter.
probably attitude
Inter.
problems. I don't know. And Inter.
You forgot Inter, yeah.
Inter, by the
Irrelevant. Boys, for the goalkeeper position, Firms FC will be selecting David Raya.
That's a bit of a veto shout there.
For real?
But I think it's a solid pick.
He was on my list, so I'll allow it.
Good.
But David Raya is a baller. Low key, top 3 goalie in the Prem?
No.
Top 4 goalie in the Prem?
I don't know about that.
Maybe top 6.
Onana,
Onana is not there.
Onana,
Varvar.
Ederson, Allison. The only ones that are like better.
Onana is not there.
I mean, Onana should be there. He's not playing like he should be there, but he should be there.
Raya's levels clear of Ramsdale.
I agree with that. Unfortunately.
I think that's a solid pick for him.
Okay, I'm gonna take a center back here, and I'm gonna take left center back Mark Guehi from Crystal Palace. This guy is a baller. What? He is a baller.
He's good.
Any team would be lucky to get Mark Guehi this summer. He's honestly one of the top center back choices for me.
No.
Maybe
Baller.
for you.
Baller.
For you, he's a top center back choice.
Millie, your club actually pulls up with
Yeah.
Acherby.
And he's one
And
of the
you're
best
meant to,
defenders in
you're
the league.
making fun of Mark Guehi.
Chadby's been one of the most informed defenders of the last year and a
Pick
half.
him then.
Pick him.
It doesn't
He
fit
said
my
pick
team.
him.
Doesn't fit my formation. Not my pick.
I'm not picking sides here because both of those are very stinky, but Guehi's okay. He's a Crystal Palace
He's
player.
a solid pick.
He's all right.
Millie FC will make another addition to the back line. I'm taking Sven Botman. Welcome to the team.
That's a solid choice.
Very good shout.
Not much to say about him. Decent player. Was
Newcastle
good in the
player.
Prem last year too.
Yeah.
Newcastle player. He's a good player.
A bit
I'm not gonna-
overpriced though, 40 mil.
That's because Milan couldn't afford him.
That's the
Yeah.
price for a good center back like Sven Botman.
It's a bit of a risk, but he's turned out very good, yeah.
Broke boys are speaking here. I can't believe it.
Broke boys, you up. That's my boy.
Millie, it's your choice again.
And to finish the back line, Millie FC will be taking another Inter Don. Give me Federico Di Marco, uno di noi.
Overrated.
Is this
He's
just
not
an
overrated.
Inter squad builder for Millie?
For Millie, yeah. He loves
I
it.
have only 3 Inter players. I think that's pretty
Only
good for me.
3 of 11.
I think that's pretty good for me.
So out of the millions of clubs you could have picked, 25% of your starting 11 is one club.
Because those players are underrated for how they're performing.
Di Marco's overrated.
Di Marco's not.
Oh, he's underrated. I
There's
agree.
nothing you could tell me to make this guy underrated.
He's one of the most
He's
attacking left backs, left wing backs in the entire world.
Okay, and defensively, he's horrible.
And I remember when he joined Inter, Millie was hyping up because he was joining from a mid-table team.
Hellas
Like he
Verona.
was an Inter product, came from Parma, came from Hellas Verona. He was went up the system, and now he's a starter for Inter. That's how you use your youth system.
You rip someone like Trent, and then you say, "Oh, Di Marco's better," just because he's more
I'd
attacking.
say,
Trent is better than DiMarco.
Yeah, but
Trent has more experience than Di Marco,
Di Marco does not know how to defend.
but he doesn't need to defend. That's not his main priority. I have him left back, but he's gonna be playing left wing back. Bring him up.
You can keep her.
Yeah, you can keep her, Millie.
I'm gonna take him. I think that's a solid pick.
So with my 10th choice, Varvar FC is proud to select another Italian left back. And I'm going to go with Destiny Udogi. What?
He was on my list.
Baller. That's a baller
He is a
right
baller.
there. Should Loki be starting for the Italian national team?
He should
We already
be
said
starting.
this in a video.
Yeah, we did say this. I don't know though. He's not underrated in my.
He is very underrated.
He's
I
perfectly
think he's more
rated.
perfectly rated.
Yeah.
But he doesn't get the recognition as like an international starter.
He doesn't get the recognition that other young left backs do. Like when Nuno Mendes was coming out of Sporting or whatever, he did not get the hype that Nuno Mendes got.
Yeah,
and then
maybe not.
also he's not getting Balde's another level, but like Balde's hype is way up there compared to Udogi.
There's a reason though.
I think Udogi is not that far. Like he's good, but
He's good.
Balde's insane, but Udogi's not that far off.
Like I think he's a solid 2 tiers maybe down, or maybe a tier, but the fact that he's not getting even remotely close to any of that hype shows that I think he's underrated.
I don't know. I'm Italian, so I'm biased.
A
so
teenager dropping man of the match performances against Man United in the Prem. Come on, man.
Not really a big
It's
fan
been
anymore.
Yeah, it's been done. For my 10th pick, boys, I got someone special. I'm gonna put you on if you don't know his name already. His name is Sule, and he's slotting right into my team as a center mid. Quel jugador.
Firm's acting like we don't know who Sule is.
You guys follow Serie A though?
Hey, you too, big man.
Yeah,
but
but-
Sule, I think everyone knows.
No. For people outside of Serie A, they don't even know who this guy is.
Didn't he play for Juve? At one point?
Yeah. He's
Ex-Juve player, but this guy's career is done as soon as Allegri shackles are put onto his wrists.
unfortunately, but I wish this guy comes to Milan because I think his technical ability is so superior.
This is the exact prototype of player that Allegri doesn't want
Yeah.
on his team.
Literally destroys careers
Actually
like
fun to watch.
that. Yeah. And he's been insane. Like maybe top 5 player in Serie A. Yes.
He can't
Yes.
keep getting away with this.
He's insane. I am telling you guys. Watch
are you
this guy play
talking
at
about?
Frosinone.
There's maybe like 10 better players on Inter only.
No.
Agreed.
No.
Agreed.
He'd be your best player.
Milan fans saying this.
And for my last pick, I will end strongly with none other than Sterling.
Raheem the Dream Sterling getting last pick for Firms. I think that's a solid addition. I think he's underrated.
I think he's perfectly rated now.
I mean, Chelsea fans maybe are overhyping him a bit, but everyone else is completely forgetting how good of a player he is. He's their main man.
Your last choice was a Prem winger. I'm gonna
So?
pick my last choice as a Prem winger that you guys forgot also. For my last pick in the draft, Varvar FC is gonna pick Pedro Nieto. Baller.
Oh, wow, that's a good
baller.
pick.
That,
I forgot.
Off camera, I've been hyping up this pick the entire time to Million Firms, saying you guys are not gonna know who I picked for left wing. It's gonna be good.
Good one.
Pedro Nieto is a baller. Will forever be a baller. Get back from your injury, my man. Baller.
What a pick. Oh my goodness.
Millie, who are you picking as your last one? And I'd like to give some honorable mentions to Brian Mbuemo. Is definitely one I'd like to give honorable mention to. Gavi,
shout.
future Ballon d'Or winner.
Okay.
And who else? And Molina, the right back from Atletico Madrid. Baller.
Good shout.
Oh, that's a good shout too. Very
Millie-
good shout. We
Millie-
missed a couple ballers there. not gonna lie.
I did. Brian Mbuemo, I tried to fit him in because so underrated, but whatever. We'll let him slide. He can be on the bench.
We're gonna throw in managers right after this for the last player pick, Mr. Irrelevant. It is Granit Xhaka. Right, that is my CDM right there, boys. That is an underrated player.
Did you call him Mr. Irrelevant?
It's an NFL term. You don't understand.
I would understand that.
If you were American like us,
If you were freaking cool like us,
Dude,
you'd get it.
so sorry.
it's a good shout, Millie. Honestly, I think it's a good shout.
I
Nothing
mean,
special.
Nothing
It's a good shout.
special. I don't think he's underrated.
Arsenal fans overrate him a bit, but
Yes, yes, they do.
Arsenal fans are going to see the light. They know that he's one of the top dogs in Bundesliga.
I don't know about that, Millie, but
Gotta
good
hype
pick.
him up. Gotta hype him up.
Gotta do what you do.
And now we get to pick our managers. With my pick, I'm taking none other than Antonio Conte. I think he deserves a starting job. He deserves a job anywhere in the world. He is one of the best managers in the world.
Millie found a loophole. So
He
instead
did.
of picking current Inter manager, he picked an ex-Inter manager.
So he's not really an Inter manager, but he knows how to use Inter players.
He's so irrelevant.
For my pick, I'm gonna take Eddie Howe because this guy,
Yeah.
honestly, super underrated. How he's doing that with that Newcastle team's out of this world. What a manager!
I mean, they had like top 4 shouts, Champions League, like top
Before
2
this year,
shouts.
but they were in relegation zone when he came in. Huh?
Yeah, he's a good coach. He's a honestly
Amazing.
insane coach.
Amazing coach.
And I'll follow it up with another Premier League manager, Unai Emery. Everybody knows what he's doing at Aston Villa.
Brother.
Come on, he's a quel manager. I don't know how to say manager in Spanish, but yeah.
Here are the teams. Make sure to comment down below on who has the most underrated 11.
And not the best starting 11, the most underrated starting 11. So basically, it's just Varvar. You should write Varvar.
Basically, if you know ball, it's Firms FC.